men and women. Today is Ukraine's Independence Day, the 35th anniversary, a state holiday, the flavor of which has been greatly changed by the war. 1643 days of full-scale war. Right now, it's really very difficult for all of us, but some force, which is actually not invisible at all, firmly holds our hand. It is the strength of our mutual circle, supporting each other, having no doubts about who is next to us, and faith in all Ukrainians. And until the enemy breaks this circle of ours, Ukraine will not fall and will achieve its peace, and it will be able to. In all his plans for Ukraine, Putin was wrong about the main thing. The enemy counted our resources, warehouses, our equipment, but failed to take into account the key element, the people. The main achievement of Ukraine's independence is the people who make up our state, who take responsibility, who do not want Russia to be here, and who are clawing for peace and independence. Russians considered us a younger brother, but life has proven that we are strangers to them. All the traits of our character, everything that makes Ukrainians Ukrainian, are alien to them. They do not know what it is like when hundreds of thousands of volunteers go to defend what is dear to them, and someone who was a teacher, entrepreneur, or farmer becomes a warrior. For me, it is always an honor to receive a piece of their greatness of strength from such people. These and hundreds of thousands of other chevrons on the shoulders of our defenders are charged with a light that God sees in the sky and takes our side. Hundreds of thousands of names, destinies, and characters hold the front, hold our independence. I thank all our warriors who all these years, all these days, and right now, at this moment, are fighting so that Ukraine may live. You defended our capital. You liberated the Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Kherson regions. You are not giving up our Donbas. You are not giving up Ukraine. You are the best defenders, men and women. You are the best army in Europe, period. And this is the pure truth, because our military stands not only on doctrines and standards, but also has a heart that needs no additional order for bravery. When you rush in a pickup truck, saving our wounded soldiers who are already being hunted by Russian drones, and in less than a minute, you pull out warriors who are not even from your unit, but definitely from your lineage, the Ukrainian lineage. This act of the hero of Ukraine, Władysław Polski, flew around this country. With all this, we are already defeating Russia. With will, technologies, resilience, dignity, with those pure feelings that live within us. Despite the war, we have preserved tenderness, although we could have become brutal. We have preserved the habit of being the first to help, without asking if it is your trouble. We have preserved the humanity within ourselves. When the whole yard meets a captive, when an elderly couple is photographed in the Sakuras, and an Odessa minibus driver sings to the passengers to cheer them up after a night of strikes, when the whole village restores a stork's nest, when they carry a brother on a prosthesis for the last meters to Havala, because that is what it means not to abandon your own, when a son who has just learned to walk hugs his wounded father, a warrior. All these and hundreds more frames of our life are living proof. We have not hardened as a whole country. We struggle as a whole country, We laugh and cry as a whole country. We love as a whole country. And in this, we are 100 times stronger than Russia, and 100 times stronger than all their tanks on parades. Here is our girl, Taisia Anafrichuk. She was 5 when Ukraine last won the gold of the world. 13 years later, it happened again. Despite all their attacks, all their destruction, all their evil, we find in ourselves this ability, the ability to win and do the impossible. In a great war, there are no small deeds, and every such achievement of our people can actually trigger thousands of chain reactions across the country. Someone, inspired by these emotions, with a new uplift, will return to a laptop or a machine tool so that our strength is more accurate, faster, more painful to the enemy, to do more. Realistically, our defense industry today is a giant that forges independence 24/7, and we have to do more. Tens of thousands of ground robotic complexes carry out highly dangerous missions at the front and have already saved thousands of soldiers. But we have to do more. Our naval drones are in action. The enemy had a fleet. It is becoming scrap, but we have to sink more. Our MiG strikes cut their logistics. Our long-range capability cuts their profits. Moscow has already seen thousands of our deep strikes. That is, Tula, Ryazan, Olenia, Omsk, and dozens of other points where our Ukrainian justice has already flown. Russia should see more of such justice. Flamingos should not be a rare species, but a mass bird. They should winter in Russia. I thank everyone who these 4 years and right now works in production and raises our defense industry. This is our pride, but it does not blind our eyes. We see what Putin is doing and what he wants. A solution against his ballistic terror must be found, and this bet of his must not play out. Ukraine will do it. Ukraine has already solved tasks that seemed insurmountable at first. Remember the day when 40 Shaheds first flew at Kyiv? Someone yelled that this was the end, and someone looked for and found solutions. Now we shoot down 90% plus of Shaheds. Russia switched to jet-powered ones. We are already shooting them down, but we have to do it en masse. The same should be with the banderols. The same should be with their ballistics. Ukraine is doing everything for this, and will do it, because it has proven more than once that our stubbornness is not of their caliber. Behind these words are millions of Ukrainians. Our best virtues, skills, experience, ability to improve, strengthen, and move forward despite everything. I am proud of our people, who every morning find the strength to get up, do what you can, be where you must, and someone on this day rushes to the guys at the front, because war knows no weekends. Someone right now in the operating room defeats death, and someone woke up today before dawn so that our streets would be clean, so that the harvest in our fields would be gathered, to be ready for the school year, because in a week, thousands of first graders across our entire Ukraine will hear the first bell. This is Ukraine, where despite the 5th year of a full-scale war, life wins. Ukraine remains itself. Ukraine is proud of its Kharkiv, genuinely unconquered, its Dnipro, genuinely unbreakable, which works and saves without pauses, of Zaporizhzhia and its steel character, Odessa, its optimism in people capable of charging the sun and overcoming Russian darkness. We are proud of all our cities, of our Chernihiv, Sumy, Kryvyi Rih, Kramatorsk, Nikopol, of everyone. Every city and village that is not far from the front geographically, but very, very far from Prashka in terms of values. I thank you, our gate. Thank you for standing strong. Dear nations, I am grateful to you for your confidence in Ukraine, in our army, and in our state. The strength of such faith is a significant achievement of this time. Not to doubt Ukraine, not when it is easy or trendy, but because it cannot be otherwise. I really want us to preserve this, to be confident in the state, the army, ourselves, in everyone who is next to us, on whom you can rely and who relies on you. On this day, on Independence Day, it is worth thinking about this, to realize four things: what we have already succeeded in, where we are now, what is ahead, and what we have to do. Putin is stuck in the past. He still looks at an old-style Ukraine, the one that will stay silent, swallow, endure. There is no such Ukraine anywhere, not anywhere anymore, except in his folders with reports. Our state has long been different. Not an observer, but a player. Not a victim, but a fighter. We will not let them seize the initiative, deceive Europe and the whole world that we just need to give up Donbas and everything will quickly end. There are no illusions. There is no faith in them. We will not save the Kremlin 500,000 soldiers. Russia constantly postpones the dates when they are just about to and definitely will take the entire Donetsk region. It will continue to postpone. Ukraine is different and does not give away its own. Russia does not want peace. It wants mobilization. Well, we perceive this with a cool head. We act. We must strengthen the army, have everything to hold the defense. Warriors must be provided and equipped with everything so that the replenishment of the enemy army is turned into fertilizer of our land. Putin hopes that we are tired. We know that he is mortal. He never understood us. Now he won't have time to. You wanted to take all our Ukraine, all our land. Instead you lost. Your refineries, fleet, your profits, and a whole generation of yours, which you put into the meat grinder. You wanted us not to be on the map. Now you are not on the international agenda of the future civilization. For 27 years, the boss of Russia talks about greatness, and Russia stands in lines for gasoline. We must be united and press them. Ukraine, Europe, America, the world. I am glad that the US has lost all illusions about whether Russia really wants to end this war. I believe that all contradictions and phobias regarding Russia will disappear in America. The Russians must be put at the negotiating table. We finally need sanctions, after which they will howl. We need to give Ukraine everything that will force them to end the war. And this is possible. About everything that protects Ukraine today, we were first told impossible, then very difficult, then not so fast, and then America made decisions. It worked. And the power of America was absolute. We do not ask to fight for us. Give Ukraine everything to stop this war, to stop it faster than Putin manages to start the next one. For this not to happen, we must act together. Europe must be Europe, united, ambitious, bold. China must no longer stay silent. When someone dresses up in a sailor suit and a garrison cap and poorly pronouncing some words, talks about a nuclear strike, China must react, must cool the ardor. China must prove its ambition to be one of the world leaders, and not only economically and technologically, but civilizationally, making it clear that no dictators should threaten the planet with their old warheads. Ukraine and the world together are capable of stopping this. This alley of our gratitude proves the planet is full of brave people, and there is still plenty of room for new deeds and new gratitude from Ukraine. We remember everyone who was with us in the hardest times. We believe in everyone who continues to be with us. This friendship today is also a manifestation of the best human qualities that exist in Ukraine and its partners, and therefore nothing will shake the coalition that Ukraine has gathered around itself. There are more people on the side of Ukraine. There are more countries on the side of truth. And Ukraine has countless such friends. And there is no ally in the world that could accommodate the names of everyone who has a Ukrainian heart. Everyone who is now with Ukraine, with our military, with our people. And all this is not charity, not mercy, but the achievement of our state. A Ukraine that has long stopped asking, but a Ukraine that offers, motivates, unites, which wants peace very much, and which will achieve it. Dear Ukrainians, men and women, 35 years ago, Ukraine was reborn. It restored its independence. It was not gifted or lent. It was fought for. People risked for it. People gave their lives for it, so that all the deeds of previous generations would become this day, August 24th, 1991. Then Ukraine's time came, but no one promised that it would be easy and without worries. On February 24th, 2022, history tested our independence. It left us the question, who are we? A crowd or a nation? Weaklings or warriors? A buffer between civilization and orcs, or a state? I thank the millions of Ukrainians who have given and are giving the answer in favor of Ukraine, in favor of independence. We are clawing it out. Yes, it's been 1643 days already. Bravely, steadfastly, stubbornly, and we meet this day with special emotions, a spectrum of absolutely different feelings accumulated over the time of the war. Ukrainians are proud of themselves, but without pomp. They rejoice modestly. They greet each other, knowing the price of independence. Our eyes are full of tears and hopes at the same time. We are in pain, but we are learning to be stronger than all their evil. We are all tired, but we don't complain for long. Ukraine unconditionally really wants peace, but is not ready to just simply give up. Over these 35 years, we have heard many predictions about us, about ourselves, and almost none came true. They said that the state would not take place, that we would not withstand shocks, and on February 24th, that we would stand for a few days. And we have been holding on all this time, the time of the war for independence, the struggle for it, the struggle for the freedom of all past generations was so desperate that some in the world called us crazy. Ukrainians always did everything to one day say, God, we are free. 35 years ago, this day came, and the day when there will be peace in Ukraine will also come. We are all humans. We all want to live not in historic, but simply in quiet, calm, safe times, in a peaceful Ukraine, which was able to, which stood, preserved itself and its independence. For this we fight. For this we stand, with faith in each other, in our defense forces, in our state. Take care of yourselves and those next to you. Preserve the memory of all the heroes who gave their lives so that our Ukraine may live. Take care of your state. Take care of your independence. Happy Independence Day, Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.